Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, UNH graduate killed in California standoff. A 1991 graduate of UNH is among the victims of a deadly standoff at a California treatment facility for veterans. Christine Lober, executive director of the Pathway Home, earned her communications degree in New Hampshire. She also studied at the Boston College School of Social Work, and according to her LinkedIn page, she worked for several years in Massachusetts. A day-long sing at the facility ended Friday evening with the discovery of 4 bodies, including the gunman. He was identified as Albert Wong, 36, a former Army rifleman who served a year in Afghanistan in 2011 to 2012. Authorities and relatives of one victim said Wong had recently been kicked out of the treatment program there. Governor Jerry Brown ordered flags flown at half-staff at the Capitol in memorial of the victims. In addition to Lober, Wong killed clinic director Jennifer Glock, 42, and Jennifer Gonzalez, 29, a clinic physiologist with the San Francisco Department of Veterans Affairs healthcare system. Investigators are still trying to determine when and exactly why Wong chose his victims at the Pathway Home, a non-profit post-traumatic stress disorder program at the Veterans Home of California, Yartville, in the Napa Valley Wine Country region. The Pathway Home is located on a sprawling campus of the Veterans Center, which cares for about 1,000 elderly and disabled vets. It is the largest veteran home in the nation, according to the State Department of Veterans Affairs. Wong went to the campus about 53 north of San Francisco on Friday morning, slipping into a going-away party for some employees of the Pathway Home. Larry told the Associated Press that his wife, Denverax Smith, called him to say the gunman had entered the room quietly, letting some people leave while taking others hostage. Glock called her husband Mark to say that she had been taken hostage by the former soldier, her father-in-law said. Mark didn't hear from her again. A Napa Valley sheriff deputy exchanged gunshots with the hostage taker about 10:30, but after that, nothing was heard from Wong or his hostages, despite a day-long efforts to contact him, authorities said. Army veteran and resident Bob, 73, was working at the home's TV station when a coworker came in and said he heard 4 gunshots coming from the pathway home. Bob sent alerts for the residents to stay put. A group of about 80 students who were on the home grounds were safely evacuated after being locked down. Napo County Sheriff John Roberts said the teens from Justine High School were at a theater rehearsing a play. President Donald Trump tweeted Saturday morning, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic situation in Yont Valley and mourn the loss of 3 incredible women who cared for our veterans." The bodies were Wong and the woman were found at about 6 p.m. while authorities had the building under siege for about 8 hours. They didn't enter it. Wong's rental car was later found nearby. A bomb sniffer dog alerted authorities to something on the car, but the only thing they found was a cell phone, authorities said. Yatibara, a wound care supply worker who supplies the Veterans Center, was turned back when she tried to deliver what she called urgently needed medical supplies for 2 patients inside. Of all the medical institutions she has worked with, this is the most calm, sensory place, she said. Earlier this week, when she visited, she asked a doctor, "What your magic here?" And then 48 hours later, this happened, Bennett said. Teacher on leave after alleged comment about gun. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Plymouth teacher is on administrative leave after reportedly making inappropriate comments about a gun. News Center 5 Matt Reed live from Plymouth North High School tonight with the breaking details. Matt.
Well, Duke, we still don't know what exactly was said, but reportedly it was alarming enough that Plymouth North High School went into shelter in place yesterday afternoon. Now, parents were not notified about this incident until this morning when they received an email and also when the school district posted on their Facebook page that after this inappropriate comment was made on Friday, a student notified school administration and that Plymouth police were then notified. Plymouth Superintendent Dr. Gary Maestas tells News Center 5 that an unidentified male teacher made the comment about a gun he owns, the superintendent adding that the teacher was removed from the class and immediately put on administrative leave. His employment status is under review. As this matter is the subject of an investigation, we'll have no additional comments at this time. Now, parents are outraged tonight that they did not receive this information until this morning, well after yesterday's incident. They say they wish they had been notified sooner. We asked the superintendent if he'd be willing to speak with us tonight on camera about the situation and to find out what exactly was said, but he emailed us saying, "I have said what I need to say." Live in Plymouth, Matt Reed, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One hurt in South Bristol shooting. Dispatchers confirmed one person was hurt during a shooting in South Bristol Friday night. According to a Facebook post by Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, it happened on Clark's Cove Road in Walpole area of South Bristol around 7 p.m. Deputies and detectives continue to investigate. The victim was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, dispatchers said. No further information has been released. We will keep you updated if we get new information into our newsroom. Stumping for House candidate Rick Trump jumpstarts 2020 election. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Now with our index and President Trump's military parade a go for Veterans Day with one catch and a hefty price tag. You won't see any tanks. The Defense Department saying they don't want to damage any roads. You will see lots of Jeeps, military personnel, and a big aircraft flyover all on November 11th. The House Budget Committee says the final cost could be as much as $30 million. To eastern Pennsylvania now. Tonight, the desperate search for a 16-year-old girl believed to be on the run with a married man. 45-year-old Kevin Esterly, you see him there, was warned to stay away from Amy Yu after their secret romantic relationship was uncovered. She altered school records listing him as her stepfather so she could leave with him at least 10 times over the last few months. They were last seen on Monday. Yu took off from her bus stop. Esterly's wife says he took off in his car with thousands in cash. To Fairfield County, Connecticut tonight, police closing in on the gunman caught on surveillance shooting up a Bridgeport sandwich shop. Take a look. Inside, customers dive for cover. 2 were hit by flying bullets, but they will be okay. Outside, you can see one gunman, look closely, armed with an AR-15, shoot his accomplice in the hand before both make off in a waiting car. The injured gunman dropped at a local hospital, treated, but get this, he was released. Police say they know who the suspects are and the search is on. And just north of San Diego, a paraglider stranded on a cliff in Torrey Pines. The daring rescue caught on camera, though. Watch as a paramedic and a lifeguard rappel down more than 200 feet to free him. His parachute stuck in a ravine on the face of that cliff. Another rescuer lowered from a helicopter, hoisted him to safety in a sling. Amazingly, he only hurt his leg, and he's going to be okay.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.